Hello everybody, this is Joanna from the Early Morning Ascension Show. We're at the beach, yay, the beach! Yay for the beach! Favorite place to be. Every time I get here, it's like a complete release and relaxing and just harmonizing with the ocean. It's outdoors as much as possible, really getting connected with the Gaia frequency. So important. However way that you connect with spirit, whatever way you connect with nature, will be your highest vibrational access to healing. And it's just, you'll see yourself and feel yourself acclimatized, and you'll notice when you need to get back out. I notice if I'm inside for even a couple of hours, I get myself to get back outside. Just that's how acclimatizing and resetting it does of your energy systems and your bodies and your fields. So today we have a really short message for Ascension. So they're wanting me just to add a few things here. So the collective angel numbers, if you go on to Joanne Scribe's angel numbers, she has a huge blog on angel numbers and the meanings of them. She does a great job of angel numbers, and you can also do shamanic meanings. So we're going to be adding shamanic animals. I always look up shamanic animals, the shamanic meaning for animals. It just gives you a bit more of an in-depth perspective of animals and their energies that we're able to connect with, and union and entanglement and participation. When we're connecting with the energies of anything, it's meant to be a symbiosis, sharing of energies. It's not meant to, as we've talked about many times before, because we know that there are people that do sacrificial practicing, using aspects of energy of it in any way that they can, and that's not the intention at all, and therefore it will create karma. Everything in the universe is energy, and so to use and to be in honor and respect of all that is energy, because it will have to come into balance. And of course the heavens right now are calling balance across all aspects of creation, all aspects of dimensional thread, because as those vibrational timelines of the matrices are closing out, they have to be brought into balance, and those stories have to be closed out, whether spirit forces it and those towers come down, or you do it on your own, which is much more beneficial for your own soul's karma board. When you're in front of the karma board, you'll be sitting with them and they will be saying, did you take it upon yourself to make things right? So there's always those ways through which you're moving through the succession of your life, the succession of your soul's journey, you doing and making things right on your behalf, because you know that you're a part of creation, you're a part of the collective, and it's you being in that participation with your collective. And so if there's something that you owe another, if there's something that you need to do to make right, it's better that you do it. That way you're showing spirit that you're engaged and you're a willing participant of your journey of one. So that's being called right now, as we've said a little while ago, that judgment is being called. And so what they wanted to talk about today, I just love the sun. There we go. Getting the sun. The succession of life is calling you. So these are my channeled notes. And so the collective angel number is 788. So look that up, Joanne Scribe's angel numbers. And the tip of the day is that you always have higher sources guiding you and honoring you in that support system. You have higher teams, you have higher celestials, you have guidance on every level, whether it's a healing team, whether it's a wisdom team, and knowing that you're not meant to know all the answers. You're meant to surrender in and harmonize that practical daily work with your teams. Usually asking them a few questions, and we've got many journal pages on our blogs, our YouTube channel, as well as our other feeds that we have, offering journal pages on how I do my ascension path work, my ascension path work changes based on the teams I'm working with, what I'm here to work on, and so on. So your collaboration with your teams is so crucial and is so vital. And again, create your altar work daily, connecting with your ancestors, connecting with Gaia, connecting with the Mother, Father, connecting with your sacred triad. That is what ascension work is, and we go through all of the sacred triads in every one of our sessions. When it's a private session or whether it's our classes, the sacred triad is brought up in everything, because it's who we are engaged with, entangled with, as we're harmonizing and we're practicing higher vibrational light on the planet. it's what we always practice. We never leave that sacred triad. And then it's just new successionary templates. As those new codes and stories are bathed down by the brotherhoods of light, the sisterhoods of light, those codes are then brought to those that can stream that information, stream the codes, and then distribute it to the collective. And so conduits are those that do that. We're the sisterhoods and the brotherhoods of light, the Elohim, star councils, systems of light councils. All of those are the initiatory systems of new programs of the grander design of all evolution. And so we're so happy to bring that. And so today's topic is the succession of your life is calling you. So again, we're on a new journey. So it's always good to ensure that you're giving yourself time, energy, the gifts and the space that you need to kind of reflect and observe what session and what phase are you coming out of. What aspects of yourself did you explore in your last cycle? And what aspects were brought forward to you? What aspects of the shadow did you harmonize in? And how is it serving you now? And so give yourself time to have observation time and reflection time, and see yourself practicing new gifts. See yourself practicing new ways in which you're speaking. The speaking of spirit, the speaking of yourself as spirit, the honoring of your body. Give yourself those little challenges every day. Today I'm going to speak to my body as spirit. Today I will take my breath with ownership and honoring that my body is light, my cells are light. I'm harmonizing myself as the all that is spirit. The more that you give yourself those little challenges, you'll see yourself and training yourself in higher vibrational ways. And therefore, when you do your reflection and observation, you have those self-evolutionary discussions and discoveries and excavations, so that you know kind of how you've seen yourself change, how you're allowing your energies of all that you are to harmonize into ever greater evolutionary successions for yourself. Because there always will be greater arenas. As we said the other day, as you let go of what was, as you let go of what wasn't serving you, you'll open up to, again, receive greater light. And it's up to you to kind of call that in for yourself. And you're always going to be offered these new templates to explore yourself anew, to express yourself anew, and to experience yourself anew. Because that's how we know that we are an evolving soul. Have we practiced positive self-talk? Have we practiced positive self-participation with spirit? Have we practiced positive engagement with nature? All of those things are ways in which you are the promotional energies of heaven now grounding yourself and anchoring yourself to earth. And you're seeing yourself participate in greater ways with spirit. As I'm going on my walk this morning, many of my fairy and gnome and elemental friends came out to play with me on my nature walk. And so all of those are ways that I call them forward. And last night, as I was going to bed, I called all of my celestial and hybrid and multiverse children to come in and, sing some bedtime songs. And so all of those are ways in which we're multiverse, unifying ourselves into a greater earthly experience. And so know that you're never alone. You will always be supported by higher vibrational teams. It doesn't matter what phase you're on. And in any moment, just know, in any moment you are allowing yourself to forgive, let go, and release. There is always greater cycles. There's always ways in which you show spirit that you're giving yourself permission to see yourself in new light, to honor yourself in new light, to honor yourself in new healthy vibrational ways that allow yourself to be fifth dimensional. Practicing being fifth dimensional is where we're at. And we're seeing all of our government just had a complete shakeup in its parliamentary cabinet, and so they know that there's great changes coming, and they're doing what they can to kind of be on the forefront with optimistic change about how can we see ourselves excavating new ways of our economy, and really get on top of those new exploratory perspectives of who you are and how you can offer yourself in new ways. That is a vibrational experience, and keep thinking that. Return back to vibrational experience, because everything is vibration, and you are the mandate and you are the owner, commandmentship of that. And so what cycles and spokes of the wheel have you just finished playing and coming out of? So if you were an aspect of the wheel that perhaps was maybe a teacher, can you sit back and be now a student to new energies, a student to new species? And always to remember that I've always found anytime that you have taken a spoke of a teacher or a student, that you will also be teacher and student are kind of simultaneous, because we're meant to be the carriers of light, and as we are the carriers, we're meant to also distribute it at the same time, because that is how you maintain that free-flowing vessel of light. If you're suppressing anything, keeping information only for you, withholding information, all of those things are suppressive and depressive, which means that you're stagnating your energy, and those chakras need to continually move and oscillate into new energy vibrations, into new oscillations, and the only way to do that is by you encouraging yourself that continual flow of higher vibrational energies. And so it's good to keep maintaining those perspectives of flow, and your flow will continue in its oscillation because light becomes more and more refined. That means your chakras will become more and more refined. I've noticed the last couple of days that there's so much more energy moving through me, so I'm becoming more and more I don't stop moving, so because there's so much energy moving through me. So again, when you're going through a new phase and you're leveling up, there's a lot more energy, refined energy, especially if you've just released a lot of density and you're releasing a lot of karmic stories. You're releasing those that have clutching onto you. All those cords are being cut, which means you're freeing up all of that space to now flow through you, that energy to flow through you. So that means you're able to have more in your manifestational vortex, if you will. But you need to, again, how your creational reality unfolds is through your intention, your focus, and your direction of your energy. So if you're intending that energy to come back in a new vortex because you've known that you just stepped up a level, you're working with a great more quotient of energy, which means you can manifest quicker, which means you can manifest in greater abundance. So it's about directing and intending and focusing your energy in greater ways so that you're not doing detriment to your body by keeping the energies compressed, which means you must express. That's why the 3 E's of Ascension are so important: the exploration, the expression, and the experience. That way your body will continue its higher evolutionary flow, which means the oscillations of your cells and how you're moving energy through your body will have to change. That's why we've said get out into nature. When you're practicing different things like singing, song, move your hands, Tai Chi, all of those are really great ways to move energy through your body. So I suggest any of those. And then again, healing yoga, any way that you can, that you feel comfortable in helping your body move energy, because it does help get those stagnant experiences, up and moving and flowing. So again, that spoke and the spokes of the wheel you're going to be shifting and changing. And while we have the 12 zodiac signs, you're meant to practice every zodiac sign based on where you're at in your astrological chart. And 2, with the archetypes, you're meant to try all different versions of archetypes based on where you're at in your growth process. That's why remaining stagnant and control and dominance and fear are the most damaging and harmful for a physical spirited matter experience. And it creates great de-evolution in our species. And that's why consciousness and evolution is everything. Change is everything. So experience yourself growing every day and challenging yourself with these new successionary phases. And give yourself that time to reflect and observe. What did I learn today? What did I move through? What aspects of myself are I'm coming more into harmony with? How can I accept that in greater more? How can I allow that in greater more versions of me? Because remember, you're becoming that soul. You're constantly, it's like you're constantly baking. You're constantly negotiating with ingredients. You're constantly negotiating with energies. And then you in spirit is always guiding. You always have those higher guidances. So never think you have to know it all and be it all and make all those decisions. You don't. Spirit's always guiding you. Most often than not, it's the ego that takes over because of fear programs, especially if you're doing, because I've seen it firsthand, if there's any black magic or any spell work that's being done, it makes the journey 10 times harder, because not only does it mess with your mental state, not only does it veil the fields that you're supposed to be naturally working within, but it makes the flow of energy more challenging and difficult to discern and to know what is what and who is who and what energy is yours, what energy is not. And then if you're creating more compounded harm and difficulties is if you're having unprotected group sex, casual sex with many partners, because then you're not only sharing your energies, but you're sharing everybody else's, and those people aren't necessarily caring for or taking care of or even aligned or healed in their own perspective. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to be responsible. If that's the energy that you want to mix with, then you have to be okay with knowing that it will affect your field, and it will affect your mental state, it will affect your cells, it will affect the entities that you take on. If they have an entity, then you're sharing that choice through choice. Your choice is everything. Your choice calls in entities. Your choice calls in positive vibration, neutral vibrations, or negative vibrations. It all depends on where you're at. If you're intending with someone, if you in sexual chemistry, if you are intending something as you're having sex with someone, whether it's angry sex, disruptive sex, controlling sex, dominant sex, spellwork sex, then that energy of intention is shifted between the two energies, and you have created a third entity, and that entity has to go somewhere. So all of those things are very key to understand, and most people that do spell work and most people that get into those cults and sects where they're playing with energy, they have no idea really what they're doing, and it ends up becoming harmful, disease, disorders, all of these things that are spiritually transmitted experiences, sexually transmitted experiences, because your life force is very sacred. It is the essence of spirit, it's the essence of source, meant for you to create and manifest from. So if it's being shared in ways that are not sacred, and most people have not healed, they have not done the healing, if they don't hold their bodies sacredly, then they're not going to be sharing it sacredly, which means that they're transferring those energies to you and you're agreeing to it. So just be aware of that, and if you're okay with understanding how to clear your sexual centers, how to decease and release all of the entities, especially if you're sharing it with a lot of partners, poly partners, and so on and so forth. It's very good at this time to have discussions on where everybody is at. Is everybody moving through ascension? If so, what are they doing to care for their bodies, their multidimensional bodies, and so on and so forth, because there are real issues. So you're just going to have to know how you heal from your own experiences and your own intentions. Never ever have sex angry, never ever have sex upset, because those energies transfer in and out, and there's a lot of exchange in energy as the life force transmits. That's why rape is an experience, molestation is an experience where they are impaled dominance, and that has to be healed. The souls of those that have been experienced such, I've had experiences with both, and also vibrational rape, all of those things, they're very traumatic for the soul itself, and so those have to be healed. It's no different than actual physical trauma of being either beaten or having your arm or leg broken. They're exact same, if not more, because it's done at a multidimensional frequency, and so all of those have very deep and healing experiences. But that's why you have successionary phases, to see where you're coming out of, where you want to go next, what are you excited to create and excavate, and know that everything is healable. All of that I'm speaking about is healable. I've been through it all. So just know that. And you'll always have higher vibrational teams, and you can call in any teams to work specifically with certain issues. I do that quite frequently if I want to work on a specific area because it's just causing me too much concern. That's my specific. My teams might not think it's a big deal because they've already got it looked after. But that's where your connection with your teams is so vital. What you think is a big issue in your ego might not be the biggest issue for your teams, and they've got everything kind of already looked after. It's just a matter of letting go, or going through a dream where you're processing really deep energy, or an experience. Sometimes if you're not allowing the energies to process, you'll inadvertently harm yourself, like either stub your toe or break your ankle or twist your ankle, things like that. Those are ways through which your subconscious is slowing your body down. So that you can let out your cry, you can let out your tears, you can let out your emotion, you can reflect on, why did I manifest an injury? Why did I manifest that disorder? Why did I manifest that STD? Why did I manifest that toxic person? Those are ways through which you have to observe, give yourself time and energy and space and your own commandment skills to discern why you manifested what you manifested. You will do it, or spirit will do it. So it's much easier if you do it and take commandmentship of it, because that's when the karma board says, well, they took it upon themselves to sit and do the work. So let's give them a break and let's have them give some support to them. So spirit is always willing to work with you, but you got to meet spirit halfway. Don't expect spirit to do all the work for you. Spirit won't. And that will be where you're living a karmic experience, a karmic cycle. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you want to be able to take charge. You want to be the leader of you, right? That's what we're moving towards. So what are the key facets of what you've accepted, what you've let go of, and really come to terms with that? That's where you really claim that self-empowerment of your self-ownership. Well, I released that part about, my eating habits were really big this week. So I focused on that. I did a 5-day fast. So I was really proud of myself. I went for my walk this morning, and as I was stretching, I was far more flexible and agile than I was the week before my fast, because I was just releasing those deep toxins that were in the cells and the blood. And the tissues. And so I gave myself, some really positive affirmations and some really positive love, and just giving myself some physical intimacy, and just really causing, that was great, Joanna. You really did a great job. Look at how much I can flex, you know, I'm stretching now. So that was really great. I really was proud of myself. And so again, you're harmonizing every new phase, you're harmonizing yourself into new versions of the kaleidoscope that you are. Remember, you're a soul, you're infinite. You will constantly be harmonizing new soul fragments, constantly. And with every new soul level of phase of ascension, you're going to be calling in new teams, new beings, new people that you're working with. Again, you'll be introduced to new beings all the time. That's why we say when you're connecting with the multiverse species, you're getting readied and preparing yourself not only to process greater light, integrate greater light, but also to communicate with greater light. And that is why those of us that will be leaders, that are be leaders, we're going to be called on from many different facets of our collective, because not all, very few of our collective experiences are communicating at a multidimensional level. They're just not. We are the ones that are preparing our socioeconomic systems, socio-altruistic systems, to raise the vibration of consciousness and our understanding of who we are as multidimensional. And it means that we're going to have to review our beliefs, our practices of our beliefs, and what we're becoming, because our beliefs are what we become. And our way we practice our beliefs is what we become. And we're going to have to be ever more vitally aware of this, because we are accelerating, which means, as I said, I'm processing so much more experience, which means it's manifesting quicker. So that means maintaining higher vibrational thought patterns and asking your teams to help you. The multidimensional fields, the 3D is very highly mental. It's a mental matrix. That's why it's so hard to break out of, and it's very doable. But you have to give yourself that ability just to release the mental matrix of those things that you're finding hard to let go of. And you can just say, I would like release of this mental program. Please help me release this mental program, whether it's an addiction. That's a mental program. And it does affect your physical program. So, and it does affect your DNA and your cells. So that all can be, transformed. And again, we're in the most profound stages of ascension. And again, the reflection and observation, and they're integrating and processing light. Integrating light, which means you're integrating new ideas, you're integrating new speeds. As I was sitting there this morning, I was listening to some of my favorite music, and I was writing, and I was doing my channeling, and I was looking at the book that I was reading. It's one of my favorite books. And more I'm looking at the book, and I can transpose what's going on in the book and come into my own language, which means that I'm able to interpret faster and quicker while doing other things. So this will become more and more possible and evident, as well as you will just begin to discern what the book is about before reading it. And you can actually download the information of a book by intending it and connecting with the essence of that book. It's just like you can connect with the essence of a tree or a log or the ocean. I had another beautiful experience where I was connecting with the ocean. And these beautiful goddesses, came up to connect with me in that beautiful experience, because I called upon the energies of that entanglement and participation with love and respecting and honoring. The more that we do that with our physical environment, we're raising the vibration of our consciousness as a collective. Because very few people do it with intention, connect with the planet with intention of respect and honor and equal balance and symbiosis. It's not about taking the energy from anything. It's always a symbiosis and symbiotic balanced experience. And if it's not, you have to ask yourself why. If it's not balanced, if you're not in balance, balance from here on out is pivotal on everything. If I'm not feeling balanced at the end of the day, why? What is it that I need to take commandmentship of? What is it that I need to change and alter? Because it's you. So that has to be everything. And it's no different than the earth. The earth is asking that every day. How can I get more balance? How can the earth beings, earthlings, pay more attention to my oceans, to my air? And many of us that are Gaia speakers, a lot of throat chakra activations going on there. You're able to see yourself and sense yourself in very beautiful ways coming through the essences and the nature and the biosphere. That's why we say connect with the multiverse species. And so again, you're bringing yourself up to higher levels of self-love, self-care, and self-integration with the multiverse ways that light is able to interact, engage, and participate with you. The more participation with light that you have, that you are, the more it will act with you and through you and on you. That is Source Essence. And that is the experience with Source. That's the experience with God. God is that light. God is that essence. God is those codes. God is that song. It's a harmonic of who we are becoming. Your cells are becoming a greater harmonic song. Your body is becoming a greater harmonic song. That is the oscillation of your light quotient. So the more, again, that you participate with light, everything within you begins to oscillate as a higher vibrational song, as a harmonic. And that's where you're going to start magnetizing and attracting different tribes, different energies, different foods, different places to live, because again, you've just changed your coded song. You've changed that code within you, and everything that is connected with you changes as well. So that's what's so beautiful, and why sometimes you do have to leave toxic environments, because you'll become those environments without even knowing it. And you feel sick, and your bank accounts start to drop, and your clients start to drop off, and all of those things. So really pay attention. My little hair. Really pay attention to what you're ready to let go of and what you're ready to release from the cycle that you're in. See everything from here on out as a cycle. Where are you at in your cycle? Really pay attention to how you're engaging with light, with your body, with your earth, with those around you. Discern the energies, feel into the energies. How are you experiencing the energies? How are you expressing the energies? How you are exploring those energies? We are multiverse beings, we are multidimensional beings, and it's time for us to start behaving and communicating and interacting and engaging with light in this way. The more that you do so, you'll just see your reality start to change, because spirit's off. When you perceive something, it becomes very real. When you perceive spirit before you, it becomes very real. You start feeling and sensing and becoming aware. Wow, I missed that before. Why, that was there all the time, but I was just turning off to it because I didn't think it was for me. That message was for me. Of course it's for you. Spirit's always talking with you. And that's your connection with God. That is your and that's why, again, you'll see when you start interacting or participating with light, you'll release all of the limitations and the beliefs and the systematic, dogmatic experiences that held you in such limitation and judgment and separation of anything else. Source is the exploration, the engagement, the participation with light. That is Source. That's God. It's every aspect of life. And that's why we are all one in it, of it. Because it's all things. God is all things. It's light. It's your participation in action with all new phases of all evolutionary moments. And it's so very exciting, because you can feel God speak to you, and you'll feel that voice within you that is God. And that is that voice that vibrates. It's that energy that vibrates of all that is, because that source light is reverberating, and the participation that you're intending of it, you're focusing of it, you're directing of it. Therefore, your creational reality becomes faster, because you're participating in the oscillation with intention, with focus, with direction. And so again, you're integrating new light, observing the new light, you're processing the new light, and all of these things. That's how you're becoming and knowing that you are a multiverse being. You're no longer acting and behaving as 3D, as a superficial, very surface level. You're now operating as a soul-bodied, soul-infused, becoming being of soul light. And you're able to call on your ancestors for greater soul wisdom, for greater soul integration, for greater soul interaction and engagement. So, and again, remember, every choice that you make creates your reality, because choice is so very key. And if your vibration is at a certain level, know that that's the reality that you're creating. So why it's important to practice breath work, get yourself outside, get yourself exercising. Connection is so important to raising your vibration. But know too that you're able to put up boundaries. Set boundaries, set standards with those energies that you're ready to disconnect from and release yourself from, as well as stepping into those ones that truly love you and honor you and have that equal reciprocation. And we're just going to pull out, we're going to do some little fairy cards. How's everybody doing? Oh my gosh. So anybody that would like to put notes down below about your interaction with the multiverse species would be really nice. I'd love to hear some of your multiverse. Oh yeah, and we do have our class coming up on August 8th, which is a beautiful gateway. For me, it is one of the most beautiful times of the year that we can engage with our multiverse species. The galactic portals and the galactic centering of our galaxy is heightened, and we've got brand new guides that are working with our planet, brand new, so they're saying extrasensory perception specialists that are working within your team. So you can ask that too. I always ask my team lots of questions. I engage with my teams all day long. So if I'm saying, okay, why did I feel that spirit? And they'll tell me why I felt that. What was that just happened, in a certain part of my body? They'll tell me what's going on. Why did I just see that? And we'll talk about it. So everything is an interaction with spirit. But you have, because your sensory systems are engaging, again, we talked about the prefrontal cortex, how that is all reactive and correlated. Your interactive systems are going to be including new guides, because every person comes with different DNA. Every person comes with different celestial, alien, multiverse experiences, and because each of us are working on different timelines, they will require beings that are specialized and know you inside and out, from the aspects of your previous soul timelines, your multiverse timelines, to new timelines. So especially for those of us that have released really thick, dense, big karmic timelines, you're going to be having new species, especially for those of us like us that have come from very dark timelines where there was a lot of healing involved. You're going to have specialized beings that are with you to continue specializing your sensory fields. So that's why they did say your extrasensory systems. You're going to have specific guides that will help you work with that. So let's pull out a fairy card. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Is there any mediumship messages like to come through for the collective listening now, future now moments? Thank you, Holy Spirit, and the multiverse species. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Aina makadadiki shishi ala ina ma ina mai sisi dadiki ama ala la kadadiki adadakai anadakai anadai dadiki anadaka I sina mai I tikishi nanakadadaka Hi sisi ana makadadiki ma tiki ama wakadadi ama so they're saying the multiverse sensory systems. So how they're showing it to me as an equal sign is extracurricular sensory practicing, because again, these things are going to be turning, and I can't quite explain it because I've had things in the last couple of days that have turned on that I don't know how to explain. And it's like, wow, awesome, man. But again, it's like 2 or 3 types of gifts turning on at the very same time. Extracurricular, which means that those things that you're going to find exciting, and it will always be, because that's your soul, that's the song and the rhythm of your soul, is creative expression. So when we just say what we just said, they will always equal and connect with and thread with your creative expressions. What are you excited to create? Music, dance, writing, plays, poetry. How do you express yourself? Because you'll need to, again, you'll be quickening, and you'll have to direct and intend your energy in positive, loving ways that serve you. Remember, you don't have to share your energy with everyone. Be discerning about who you share it with, how much you share, and to whom. Because you also want to maintain, as we wrote this morning, from here on out will be balance. Is there those that you're giving to that create imbalance for you because you don't receive anything back? Are there those that you're giving far too much for because they're not doing it for themselves? So always ask yourself those questions. Why am I out of balance? How can I get more balance? How can you start pulling off, severing away, so that they can sort out how to receive on their own light, how to create within their own light? And that's why some teams and some beings, oh wow, we got this one today. This one is the Sage. And the Sage is you are your own prophet. You are the one that does the work. You are the one that looks within all of those various, the various little branches that come out from this fellow. He's a wise ancient sage. He is the one that reminds me of being one with the forest, because this being walks within the forest, and the being will communicate, harmonize, integrate sensually with the moss, sensually with the ground, earth animals, sensually with the elementals, sensually with the trees. There is no end to the aspects of symbiosis that we can learn from our one forest, and this one does the work. That's why you see the eyes on this one. They're whited out. This sage doesn't need the eyes. This sage walks where the sage walks, and the forest moves around it. Because that's how aware and awake the sage is, becoming sensually aware with all that you're engaged with. And the other one, oh wow, this one, I love this one. There's the fairies. This is the Penelope Dreamweaver. Again, she is absolutely in surrender and allowance. She is allowing the fact that she knows that she can manifest from everything that she is, and she's allowing the gates of her higher portals. You see those 2 little prongs above her is the portal from the higher self that is coming down, and she's opening up her hands to receive, and she's creating her own energies from as above, so below, and within and without, creating the dreams that she becomes in her reality of it. So she's becoming the new sensory systems. She is the sensory systems, bringing imagination to reality, bring creativity to reality, and there's nothing that she cannot create. So those are 2 beautiful experiences, and those fairies and those oracles. So thank you. So was there a channeled message there, Spirit, of any medium messages? Any special messages from the holy creators, the systems of light, and the councils of light? It feels so nice to have the sun. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So they're coming to us from the councils of light. Thank you. And we're so grateful to be a part of your receivership with many different energies that are hitting your planet. And you'll find for the rest of the summer that these energies will be quite unique. I don't know why there's... okay, so this is what they're saying. They're showing me orange juice, that the energies will be and feel very tangy. So it's up to us to discern what those energies mean and feel like, because it will be of a different sweetness. You're meant to savor the taste of new energies. Slow down and savor what it is you're sensing. Savor what it is you're feeling. Savor what it is you're allowing yourself to soften within and surrender. This next phase, for those of you that have been awakened for quite some time, will be allowing yourselves to take much more time in enjoyment of the energies. Slowing down, because you'll have to, the vibrational uptick of your multiverse fields, codes, and inner realm, so that you're not feeling scattered and manifesting out of that scatteredness. So again, breath work to ground your heightened and quickening energies, and then to do your breath work with intention on how to direct those new energies so that you're manifesting in a way that is what you're looking to manifest, great things that you're looking to manifest. And you will do that if you're slowing yourself down more often throughout your day, to just feel into the energies. So what they're showing me is there's many. I'll give you an example. Last night, it doesn't matter where I am or where I lay my head or how I lay my head, if I'm at somebody's house, if I'm visiting, if I'm at a hotel, and I always, sleep with, the curtains and the windows, in a way that I can always see out the windows, because my light ships are always out there. I've just always done that. And so the light ships will always find me. And I've always thought felt kind of odd, because I can be in a forest, and there'll be like a little, pockets of sight up to the sky, and that light ship will be in that one little pocket, and it's like really far away, but it will find its way to me. And I said, how do you do that? And they said, because we are you, and we see what you see. So again, as you perceive the light ship, it's perceiving you. And because I've always found that amazing. I said, there's like 2 dots that are about the size of a pin. How do you know to put your light ship there? And I said, because we're you. We see you. I also have vibrational implants and imprints. So they always know what's going on with me vibrationally. And they're always with me at the blink of an eye. Because that's just our contract with one another. Was there something else I missed there? You're the construction of your reality. And so just know that, again, savoring those energies and the councils of light are there to assist you in deepening, stretching, deepening, stretching, what did you say? Okay, so deepening, stretching, and discerning synthetic to real, tangible energies. So discern your way around different various aspects of energy. What is my energy? What is synthetic? What is my energy? What is a projection? All of those things. And that's how you become a master in discerning, knowing what is being sent to you, how to release it, let it go, acknowledge it. Yes, I release that. Because if there's anything coming to you, there's somewhere in your field that is active. Accept the story and kind of move on and beyond it. Is there anything else, Spirit? Multidimensional fields are changing. There'll be different codes, different energies. Many of us are working. So what they're saying is so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Spirit. It's so sweet. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So it's like, if you can imagine, this is what the vision they're giving me. So if I'm sitting here like this, there are beings that are around me that are, they're just saying, mixing the soup, if you will, so that the energies around me can become more specialized for me. They're saying this is always available. They do this for me because I'm very, I'm not saying that I'm different or special than anybody. I'm expressing to the difference between engaging with honor and respect and humility and integrity, and giving that reciprocation, equaling spirit and matching spirit. I'm constantly throughout my day, 100 times, if not more a day, saying, thank you, Spirit, because I have that equal engagement and participation. And so because I am that way, they're showing me that Spirit is constantly, angels and beings that are constantly around me. Because of these new energies, they're helping me mix the soup without me even knowing it. That's how beautiful Spirit is. That's how unconditional. It's so very beautiful. I'm going to cry. That's how much you're loved. And when you really participate and engage in beautiful, loving ways, it's beyond what you can imagine. These beings that do anything just for their devotion and love for you. And it's so incredibly profound to know. I certainly have never been loved like that on earth in this way. There's been nobody on this planet that has loved me, which is kind of sad to say, except for my children. There's been nobody that has loved me without it having, toxic obsessions, expectations, dominance, control, dysfunction, triangulation, very toxic experiences of what love is, and that's not love. It is codependence. So, but healing yourself through those experiences and doing the work, you then get to experience what spirit is, really sweet love, where they're dancing around you, helping you. It's like cooking. Again, that's the only thing I can say, because again, they just reminded me that there's so many new energies that are coming in, and these new energies can be tangy because they're a new multiverse experience. For me, I'm in a different reality than I was 4 months ago, 2 months ago. So some of the energies will feel a bit strange, and because I am so hypersensitive, they're helping me kind of integrate and negotiate these beautiful, beautiful energies in new ways. And so they're saying that, thank you. What we mean by tangy is that there is a lot of beings that will want to connect with you and start working with you. Those that have been working with me and that have been on the path for a while, we've just said the other day that you'll be stepping into new contracts with new beings. And these beings are, how will we describe that? Holy councils of light. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They're very specialized in the energies that they're offering for a reason. So again, Mother, Father have offered, because of our expansive new templates, very specialized beings are coming in to offer their unique vibration, just as me. So again, as micro, macro, everything is a mirrored experience. Because my energy often activates those that come to my appointments, come to my videos, because I hold a very high celestial experience. I hold a very high celestial DNA, angelic, Christic, Metatronic vibration. I speak of higher vibrational things. I speak of higher vibrational ways. Those activations in my energy field, what I offer, what I speak, is a higher vibrational Christic experience, and that will affect those that are at whatever conscious level they're at. I don't have any control over where people are at. I'm just meant to offer the highest vibration and the most unique vibration that I can. Therefore, those that offer it to me, because I have to keep expanding and continuing and stretching and pressing out, so too will the beings that are around you. And so they're kind of mixing up the soup so that it's not too overwhelming for you, and it's not too, again, when my fields got turned on, I had to adjust. But this is a lot more, I absolutely know I'm spinning at a faster rate, because I can't seem to, I have to really focus on grounding and slowing my breath down and doing very conscious breath work with my teams, because it is quickening. And so all of these beings are helping me to create a more of a unique vibration, because again, I'm going to be distributing it. Whatever light I integrate, I have to use what I can use, and then whatever is left over, I send and distribute it out to the collective. That's just the contract that I have with Spirit. I will always be a teacher. I will always be one that offers. I will always be a distributor. But now I also have to maintain balance. Again, they said, where are you not balanced? Who gives to you? Who offers to you? Who reciprocates? Who is always, wanting and taking and asking? You cut those relationships off and have them go to their guides and go to source. And sometimes too, those, like anything, they're addicted to your energy, and they're going to have to learn how to get their own access to energy. Everybody has guides. Everybody has healing teams. You didn't come here as a contract to be their babysitter or supplier. We're not energy pimps. Everybody has their own source within them, and it's responsibility time, it's karma time, it's closing timelines off time, and we're meant to step up to these new levels of integration. So we hope that you've enjoyed this beautiful, beautiful session. We're so very happy and so very lucky that we're on this new evolution, this new evolutionary cycle. Is there any last statements, Holy Mother and Father and the Councils of Light, anything that my teams would like to say? So they're just saying that the spotlight will be on each and every one of you as you take up the mantle and the post of your highest excitements to express and love yourself deeply, and know that everything before you is an aspect of your acceptance into oneness, of your acceptance into your greater family of love and light. And we look forward to entangling and engaging with you in the higher realms, in your sleep time, in your highest consciousness time, and in your meditation time. We are always with you, and we are never apart from you. Thank you in this divine co-creation, and we wish you all well, happiness, and peace. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And all the light ships lift up. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So engage, participate, be the ones that create change. Be the one that is loving. Be the one that is forgiving. Be the one that is standing in your truth no matter what. It was sad to hear that Sinead O'Connor passed away. And we all know what a brave voice she was in her time. And how many times I remember, too, that she was on stage and got booed, because of her unique voice and how she presented herself. So we're learning things from each other's journey. And she had her right to express who she was. She had her right to be the expression of who she was as spirit, as creativity. And nobody deserves to have, again, we're going to go back to the entertainment business, whether it's directors asking actors, to do sexual things to get roles, or whether it's bidding and sacrificing to stay in the #1 spot on a music chart. Any of those types of practices are not sacred. They're not in alignment of spirit or the higher self. And we have to be able to stand and take a stand, regardless of, your agency, firing you. Keep speaking in truth and in fairness and in justice, because there are the karmas all over. As we said, the corruption is being bathed. So bring your stories forward. Bring your stories forward of your life's experiences, of the injustices, of those that that have paid sleight of hand or paid for silence. Bring those stories forward. That's how you clear your karma. And you're the only one. The karma board will not excuse anything. You have to present your story, your case, your reasoning. You cannot play the victim card every single time you choose a bad choice, a poor choice that harms another. You have to take ownership of your choices. And that is why we said heal the wounds. Violence, crime, corruption is not necessary. And it's billions of dollars every year the government's put towards corruptive systems, corruptive violence, corruptive harm to the communities, rebuilding the communities due to corruption and violence and crime and gangs. It's just not necessary. We are higher intelligent people, and we're able to create vibrational experiences that are far more serving for humanity. So in that, dear lighted ones, we wish you love and peace and gratitude. Our emails and our connections on how to get in touch with us. Our next class is the 8th, and we've already got some people that are registered for that one. So please sign up right away. I close registration 24 hours before, so on the 7th, there will be no more registrations for that class. And we're going to look forward to seeing with you, and there will be light language offered on every one of our experiences, whether it be a private session, an intuitive session, whether it be a vocational alignment series session. I'm so excited to work with every one of you, and I'm looking forward to getting out into the public and meeting you more one-on-one. I know Spirit has got me working with the public more and more this year. So I look forward to meeting you all in person, and we thank you so very much. Rainbow hugs and tickles, dear lighted ones. Go out and have some fun with Gaia. Bye.